You ever wonder if it's really possible? If one single day, just charged with the right kind of emotion, could completely change the entire direction of your life? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dig into right now.
It's a huge question, isn't it? Can you actually pivot your whole existence in just 24 hours? The source material we're exploring today says, yeah, absolutely, you can. So, how does it work? Well, it all boils down to tapping into four incredibly potent emotional drivers. And we're not just talking about regular feelings here. These things are like rocket fuel for major change. Think of these emotions as the actual tools you can use to carve out a totally new path for yourself. And it can start today. All right, let's get into it. Okay, first up, let's break down exactly what these four life-changing emotions are and how each one works to seriously propel you forward. So here's the game plan. We're going to start with disgust, then move on to decision, spark some desire, and then, we'll lock it all down with resolve. Okay, so the first one is disgust. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds kind of negative, right? But honestly, this can be one of the most positive turning points you'll ever have. It's that moment, that flash of clarity, when you just look at everything around you and say, I've had enough, no more. This is it. This is you declaring independence from your old life. It's that feeling of being absolutely done with being broke, done with feeling mediocre. It's that gut-wrenching moment you see someone you love having to buy the cheap can of beans just to save a couple of pennies. That is the day everything starts to change. All right, after that feeling of disgust comes the next crucial step, decision. This is where you finally end that inner civil war you've been fighting. And yeah, it's tough. It's probably the hardest part. Waking up in a cold sweat, your stomach in knots, trying to figure out what to do. But man, the second you actually make a decision, it's like a flood of energy and inspiration just gets unleashed. And this slide just lays it out so clearly, right? On one side, you've got the total agony of indecision, that knot in your stomach, the cold sweats, that feeling of just being stuck. And then look at the other side, the freedom that comes with a decision. You're actually making progress, you feel inspired, and you're finally just getting on with it. Okay, number three is desire. And we're not talking about just kind of wanting something. This is a deep, burning fire inside you. It's got to come from within, not from someone else telling you what to want. And the craziest part? It can be triggered by literally anything. A book, a song, a conversation, or even something really painful. So what's the key here? You've got to be open. You have to let life in. Let it touch you. If you build up all these walls to keep out disappointment, well, you got to realize that the same wall that keeps out the bad stuff also keeps out all the good stuff. It keeps out the very experiences that could light up your biggest desires. And that brings us to the last one. And honestly, this might be the most powerful emotion of them all, resolve. This is that unbreakable promise you make to yourself. It's when you draw a line in the sand, you look ahead, and you just commit 100%. It really just comes down to two simple words. But man, are they powerful? I will. It's not, I'll try, or I hope so. It's I will. It's looking at that mountain and saying, that's mine. I'm climbing it. That promise, it changes the whole game. And this right here, this is the ultimate level of resolve. It's a commitment that's so deep, so total, that it feels like the whole universe just has to get out of your way. For someone with this mindset, turning back, it's not even a possibility. It's just not on the table. So, you've got it all, right? You found that disgust, you've made the decision, you've lit the fire of desire, and you've forged this incredible resolve. But listen, even an unbreakable promise is just the beginning. These emotions are the engine for sure, but an engine is totally useless without one more critical piece. And that piece is action. Simple as that. You have to do something. All these powerful feelings, without action to back them up, they're just, they're just feelings. Action is the secret sauce. It's what turns all that emotional energy into real, tangible results.
And here's a really crucial point, so listen up. It's awesome to affirm what you want, to say it out loud, but you have to be careful. Because just saying something over and over and over again without putting in the hard, disciplined work, that's not affirmation. That's just the beginning of delusion. You're just fooling yourself.
Let's look at maybe one of the most powerful affirmations in all of modern history. After the absolute devastation of the Holocaust, the Jewish people looked at what happened, and together, as one, they said two words: never again. But here's the thing. They didn't just say it, they didn't just hope for it. They backed that promise up with massive, disciplined, unbelievable action. They built a nation from the ground up. They built an army, a navy, an air force. They poured their entire national treasure into it. They meant it. Now that is what affirmation with discipline looks like. Okay, so let's move on. Because now that we kind of get the how of making a big change, we have to start asking ourselves some even deeper questions. And it starts with the biggest question of all. Why? I mean, really, why bother? Why go through all the effort? Why read all the books, set all the goals, and push yourself to become something more? It's a real question, and it's one you have to have an answer for. And you know what? Maybe the best answer to why is to just flip the question on its head. Why not? Seriously, what's the alternative? What else are you going to do with this one life you've got? Why not just see? See how far you can push yourself, how much you can really do, how much you can experience. And that leads us right into our final section. And this one is the most personal of all. Because this is about you, right here, right now. And I'm asking you directly, why not you? I mean, think about it. People with way less going for them, with more challenges than you could even imagine, have done the most incredible things. So why not you? Why can't you be the one who sees the world, who builds something amazing, who lives a life that's just full and rich and extraordinary? And that brings up the final and most urgent question of all. Why not now? Come on, how many tomorrows have you already spent? The time to put off your own better future, that's over. Let tomorrow be the day, the real day one. Start with a new energy, a new plan, a new promise to yourself. You gotta start now. So, as we wrap this all up, there's really only one question left, and it's the one that only you can answer. After everything we've talked about, after feeling these emotions and understanding the absolute power of taking action, what's your story going to be?